Hey, so welcome to my kitchen. Actually, welcome to my bar today, folks. We're going to be making up some really excellent tequila cocktails, beginning with a perfect skinny margarita. I love a good cocktail, but I have trouble enjoying them because I just can't take all the sugar that's in them. So I'm going to show you a way to avoid that for 3 different cocktails. And as I said, we're going to start with a margarita. My margarita glass I have already salted, and just a tip, when you're moistening the rim of your glass, use a lime wedge to do that with. That way you've got the lime and the salt flavor. You'll see here I'm using our pink Himalayan sea salt, fresh out of our salt grinder. This is going to not give you that bite that traditional table salt has. It doesn't have near the sodium, so it's a much smoother flavor of salt. Plus, it's kind of good for you. It's got 80 odd trace minerals that are good for your body. And so I'm going to start by adding some ice to my glass to get ready. I'm going to add a little ice to our cocktail shaker cup. This is part of our premium cocktail set. You get the cup, the lid for shaking, a 2-part jigger, and of course you have to have the straining lid to get everything out of there. And we even include a bartending mixing spoon and muddler with our cocktail set. So literally you've got everything that you need. Never have to worry about rusting, or they're just really, really great. And this even has a pour spout on it, which I love. So we're gonna start with the traditional tequila. And this is a gold tequila. I prefer gold tequilas for my margaritas. That's just a personal preference. And so we're gonna do 2 parts of tequila. So that's a 2-part jigger, so I'm gonna fill that once. There are measure markings right down inside. I'll leave that off because we're gonna be using that tequila bottle here, don't you know? We need 1 part of fresh lime juice. So I happen to know that that's about 1 lime squeezed, and we're using the citrus press. Honestly, fresh lime juice, fresh citrus juice of any kind is always gonna be so much better. You will love it. So we're gonna put that lime in there, give it a squeeze, and you'll see that it literally turns that thing inside out and gets every last little bit of lime out of there. Now at this point you can get a little creative. I love to add additional citrus flavors to my margaritas. For a traditional, it's just gonna be lime, tequila, and then some kind of orange liqueur. So either triple sec, I prefer orange liqueur and Patron to be more specific. And we're gonna use 1 part of that as well. Put that right in there. And then for those of you who want a little sweet to your margarita, instead of simple syrup, which by the way, don't ever buy this bottle of simple syrup. I bought this a couple years ago and I have refilled it until I found Swoon. But simple syrup is just 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, heated on the stove top till it's all melted, and you have simple syrup. And it's way cheaper than buying this, trust me. But I like a little product called Swoon. It's kind of hard to see the label there, but Swoon is made from monk fruit, which is a melon, and it is totally 0 calories and sugar free. Very low glycemic level, and it tastes honestly exactly like simple syrup. So I'm gonna add my simple syrup there. And then just put the lid on, kind of a little thing like this, and shake away. And it looks just like, I feel like I'm in the Brat Pack, like I got James Dean sitting across from me and shaking like a nice dirty martini. So this is going to be a great margarita. And then we're going to put that little strainer right on there. Oh yeah. And then a nice garnish. Sometimes it's fun to do something different. Put a little jalapeno on there, maybe a lime. So cheers, there's our first cocktail. All right, cocktail number 2, let me set this out of the way, is gonna be a Paloma. Now a Paloma is a fun drink that is also known as a poor man's margarita. If you don't want to go out and buy orange liqueur and all the other stuff, this is a really simple drink. So we're going to add 1 part tequila. And then honestly, I don't even measure here. I use just usually a bigger glass for this. And you're going to use grapefruit soda. So I'm not drinking the sugar, so it's going to be Diet Squirt or the sparkling ice, which is diet. And you just pour that over. Then we're going to add a squeeze of fresh lime juice. Doesn't take a lot. And give that a little stir. And the final ingredient, and actually this is something that we like to do with margaritas as well, because sometimes when the rim is salted, it's just like, ooh, so much salt. But with this cocktail, you're just gonna salt the top just like that. And since it's a grapefruit, this is actually a Cara orange, but I'm gonna garnish it with that orange. And cocktail number 2, cheers. And last but not least, we have a really tasty cocktail. And if you like sweeter, fruitier drinks, you can certainly do this. Now, bear in mind with the traditional margarita, you can substitute, put 1/4 of a wedge of an orange, use orange juice, a lot of times I do use lemon and lime juice in my margaritas. The different citrus flavors are really good, and you can just change up the flavors of your margarita. I like to get creative with those kind of things. So for our Pomerita, a little more ice in there. We're going to start with 2 parts of tequila. That seems to be the going tequila rate. 2 parts of pomegranate liqueur. So pomegranate liqueur is great. It's a very, like any liqueur, it's got a lot of sweet to it. So when I use liqueurs, I don't typically add a lot of other simple syrup. So about equal parts of your tequila, and lucky for me, I have another bottle in the wings. Then you're gonna do 1 part of triple sec or orange liqueur. So half my jigger. And then 1.5 parts of lime juice. So that means we're going to use a pretty good dose of lime juice here, and that kind of gets rid of all that sweet and makes it nice and bright in your mouth. Do 1 more. Look at that. Whew, turns that lime. By the way, when you're choosing citrus fruits, choose the ones that have a really smooth, flexible skin. So it might not be the prettiest lime or the prettiest lemon, but if that surface is really, really smooth and not a lot of big bumpy pores, that's how you want to find it. It's going to have more juice inside when you pick them that way. One other tip, be sure and wash these before you cut them open. You guys, do you know how many people feel every lemon and lime in the grocery store before they buy it? And as soon as you cut it with a knife, if you haven't washed it, you're going to drive whatever's on the outside right into the center so that you can squeeze it into your drink and enjoy it. So don't do that. All right, and then the last ingredient is just a splash of simple syrup. So I'll put the last of my, waiting on my swoon order to come. By the way, you order swoon from swoon.com if you're interested. All right, so we're going to give that a shake. Really get that combined. Come on. Strainer on top. Isn't that pretty? That is a pretty cocktail. And then a garnish, of course. And there. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Come back anytime.